We are. I'll wait for the Instagram to connect. Let's see. Yes, so we are live. So, hi everyone. My name is Kiko. I am here today with Amanda, the raw dessert, raw queen of raw dessert. And I'm so excited to interview her today. So, if anyone doesn't know me, my name is Kiko. I have been on the high raw vegan journey for over 22 years. I live here in Kyoto, Japan, and I just love meeting. I'm just very curious about people, and especially people who are on this high raw vegan journey or raw journey. And Amanda caught my eye during this bundle, the recent bundle that we had. And her book, Wanna Date, is very simple. Chef AJ and Raw Food Romance, two people that I highly respect, talked about how delicious her recipes are. So, you know, I had to try. I tried three recipes from her Wanna Date book, and all of them are wow, like wow. I have my pop-up cafe in Kyoto, and everyone loved all of Amanda's recipe. So please welcome Amanda to my show. Welcome,
Yeah.
Amanda.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited to talk with you, and I really appreciate, that's so cool that you made, from some of my recipes, and they're being served all the way in Japan, and that's just so cool.
Yeah, the last one. So I've been making in order from your date book, and then, brownie, and then that last, the turtle brownie as well. And then last one was chocolate caramel cookie dough, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I didn't, there were quite a few things in that ingredients that I have an allergic um
Oh, yeah.
reaction, the
Allergic
allergic
reaction. Mhm.
reaction to it. Yeah, but it still turned out well with substitute. So, you know, Amanda, I wanted to show you because you're very much fond of dates, and so am I. And oh my God, look at this.
Oh my gosh. That's massive.
I think, oh, this
You're
is a
s
good workout. Oh my,
Yeah, that's massive. You got a supply for quite a while.
yeah, and it lasts well. And I want to show you inside. I don't use sugar, right? I don't use
Mhm.
maple syrup either. And
Mhm.
the only sweetener I use is, besides mango and banana and all that fruits. Look at this.
Oh, wow. Those look like good ones
Oh,
too. You can tell those are good.
oh, I
That's
love it.
crazy. You can never have too many dates.
Yeah. Again, this lasts really well. It's whole food.
Yep.
And yeah. Anyway, so I'm really excited to learn about your journey, right? You have been on you're high raw,
Mhm.
right? You exercise well. You seem to have a really good balance of, healthy food and exercise. Your Instagram inspires me. You share your workout and your beautiful recipes. So first, I would love to find out, how did you discover about raw vegan and why you stayed on this diet?
Yeah, definitely. So, I grew up eating the standard American diet of tons of refined sugars, lots of processed food and fast food, and anything that came from a drive-through or a prepackaged, box or whatever. I That's pretty much what I grew up on for up until I went to college, and I was still eating some junk food in college as well, like my first year of college. Um, and I always struggled with, like, I would get migraines a lot. I'd have gut issues. I was taking medication for acid reflux because it was so bad. I had painful periods for many years, just like irritability and moodiness and like just little things that I feel like are so normalized because so many people deal with those types of issues, and I luckily didn't have anything, like, serious. I was very active as a kid, I grew up playing sports, and I think that helped a little bit with staying active for sure, and when you're younger, I think your body can get away with more of the junk, and not saying it's a good thing, but I think when you're younger, your body can handle that a little bit more.
Mm.
So I once I got into college though, I was still dealing with all those other issues I mentioned, but I also started developing really bad acne, like out of nowhere, and my skin was like very inflamed, very like all in this area especially, and it was like it was so bad to the point where I like didn't even want to take pictures really or look in the mirror. Like I struggled with it for a very long time. I tried of course I tried like all the topical, creams and soaps and the products that they market towards people, this will clear your skin and all those things that
How old were you when you had that?
I'm t how old was I when I had that?
Mhm.
I was t I would have been around 20, 21, 22.
That's a
Yeah.
tough time, huh?
Yeah,
Being
yeah. So,
beautiful.
it was in college and, it was tough 'cause at first, I would, like, try to cover it some with makeup, but then I got to the point where I was like, "This makeup's probably making it even worse." So I completely
Mm,
stopped wearing makeup, and I completely, like, wanted
mm,
to and it was tough, but I did. I was like, "This isn't gonna help it." And so I tried so many things, nothing was helping. And I went to the doctor and talked to them about it at the time, and they didn't really have much to help me. They said, "Oh, we can put you on an hormonal birth control, or we have a strong antibiotic you can take that a lot of people take for to heal their acne and or clear up their skin." And I didn't. It just didn't sit right with me. I was like, something just felt off, and I really didn't want to take a pill. And so I was like, "You know what? I Something's causing this. I wanna figure out what's causing this." And so I started
mm,
yeah, so I started digging deep into research on, skin health, and I came across research on gut health and how important that is because I was never taught that, obviously, like, I grew up eating pretty poor quality food, and I didn't know how important the gut like, the health of our gut was and how it's related to skin and everything in the body. And so I started diving deep into this research and I was like, this is so fascinating. Like, this has to be somehow correlated to what I've been eating for so many years. So I was like, I want to get to the root cause of this. I want to try to clear this and heal this naturally. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know what that's going to entail. Like, but I wanted to do
mm,
it. And so I didn't change my diet, like, completely overnight, but I did go vegan for ethical reasons at the time. I first went vegetarian, and then that was kind of like a challenge I did with my friend at the time.
mm,
And, I was vegetarian for about 6 months or so, and then I started learning more about dairy and egg industries and the reasons why people do choose to go vegan, and it just felt right to me, and so I went vegan, and then I was still eating some of the vegan, like, junk foods and, vegan ice creams and meat replacements and stuff like that, uh, but I started to see when I cut out the dairy, I did start to see a little bit of a difference in my skin, but I was still dealing with the skin issues. So it wasn't until I really cleaned up my diet and I was still vegan, but I started incorporating, cutting out the vegan junk food and incorporating more whole food, plant-based, very high raw. I wouldn't say I didn't go fully raw, but I think there was a period of about 2 weeks where I did go fully raw and I felt amazing. But I was still eating some cooked, sweet potatoes and quinoa and things like that. But a lot more just whole food plant-based. I started juicing, started eating a lot of fruit, a lot of smoothies, and started experimenting with dates. Had never even had dates before when I was younger. I didn't even know what they were. And,
mm,
so I started experimenting in the kitchen and making healthy treats with dates. And because I wanted to cut out the refined sugar because I knew that was causing more inflammation in my body.
mm.
So, that's when I started and I've always had a sweet tooth, so I was like, "I still need to find a way to, like, make these sweets and enjoy them in a healthier way." So I got really passionate about it, and I was like, "This is so fun." Like, I'm recreating these brownies and these cookies and all these things, and, um, I just really enjoyed it, and yeah, that's kind of how I got into the lifestyle, and then as I was doing it longer, like, I realized my skin was clearing up, I had more energy, my gut issues were going away, my migraines went away, my painful periods completely went away, the acid reflux, I got off my medication completely and I don't for now 8 years or so, haven't dealt with that. Um, and so I've been fast forward, it's been about 8 years now, and yeah, that's kinda how I got into it. So, yeah.
So, you had an issue around 21, 22, and just slowly the skin issues went away, and you
Mhm.
haven't had it for 8 years, you said?
So 8 years is it's been 8 years since I went vegan. So I'd say probably for about 6 years or so, 6 or 7 years, my skin's been pretty clear consistently. I'll still get, breakouts sometimes if I'm super stressed or something. Because that's another thing I found out about was how much stress impacts our gut and our
Mm.
everything, and I was like, "Oh my god," I'm being in college, I was so stressed at the time. So, that was another thing too along with the diet. But it's a whole lifestyle change and it's whole a holistic approach to it. So, but yeah, it's been for, 5, 6, 7-ish years probably that I've been very happy with my skin and compared to how it was. Yeah.
Yes, I was just looking at you, and it looks like your skin is getting better. I mean, it looks better. It looks good before, but your skin is very clear and
Thank you.
clearer than previous videos that I have seen.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
But yeah, look at Amanda. She's so gorgeous and radiating. Yeah. So you live in Portland, Oregon. Is that a good? I was there long time ago. I was just chatting with Amanda before we went live, and that was the first city that I have stepped into in the States long time ago on my college exchange program. And I remember Portland being a very eco-friendly, very health-conscious city. So is it easy to stay vegan and raw vegan when where you live?
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that because I would say yes and no because Portland is kind of I feel like it used to be more that way, and now it's like not
Mm.
saying there's not still health conscious people around, but the vegan part, yes, 'cause Portland is one of the most, like, vegan friendly cities,
Mhm.
I think, in the country, but it's a lot of the vegan junk food and a lot
Um,
of, like yeah, so there's a lot of vegan restaurants, a lot of them did close back in 2020, unfortunately, but there are still quite a bit, but they are a lot of the ones that sell, the Beyond Burgers, the Impossible Burgers, the,
mm,
vegan meats and cheeses, fried mushrooms and fried things, and, um definitely you don't have many, like, that are serving date sweetened desserts and raw food. There were a couple raw or at least one fully raw place that they unfortunately closed a few years ago, but that was a good one. Um, so it's kinda tough, like, there are a few that serve, like, whole food plant-based options and have some raw options, but not many. So I honestly don't eat out much. I like just making stuff from my own kitchen. Um,
mhm,
that's what I prefer, and I know exactly what's in it, and I do enjoy being in the kitchen too and creating stuff, so that helps for sure. But yeah, as far as vegan, very friendly, but, and there are still health conscious people around, don't get me wrong, but, I think it was probably more so, like, when you were here. Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. Like vegan friendly city, to me, it's in a way Kyoto, where I live, is very vegan friendly city. I think, yeah, we have quite a few vegan restaurants because we have a lot of foreigners coming in. And um, Kyoto in general is very vegan friendly before the foreigner came in, but lots of junk food. Like there's nothing I would eat in a restaurant, unfortunately. So that's why I have my pop-up cafe so people can come and enjoy Amanda's dessert at my cafe. And let me tell you, your desserts were really a game changer because I love creating my own desserts. But when I tried your desserts, like why recreate? It's just perfect what it is. Yesterday, I made a coconut cream with the fresh dates that I just received, and I just topped on your chocolate caramel um, cookie
Cookie dough.
dough dessert. Yeah, and it was decadent. It was
Yeah.
so good, and it is a huge game changer for me as a pop up cafe owner because I can easily freeze it, right? Like many desserts that I used to make are great, but if I freeze them, it would change the texture, or I can't serve right away from freezer to table. Sometimes I would have to, most of the time, I would have to keep it in a room temperature for few hours. And customer would come at the, whenever they like, right? So, but yours is like I can put it in a deep freezer and just serve right away.
Mhm.
And even during the winter time, so that makes it so much easier for me to plan. And honestly, your dessert is so good that it just doesn't last well. It's like my husband, he gets that's probably one of the highlights for my husband. It's like, when are we getting, when are we eating that dessert?
That's awesome. How long have you been doing the pop-up cafe?
So it's been a bit over a year.
Okay. That's very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I'm really grateful. I this place that I have my pop-up cafe is just really lovely. NPO, just organize, everyone is volunteers. It's just full of love. So I'm really grateful. And it's right in the center of Kyoto. So,
Very cool.
and yeah, I just a few days ago, I had my pop-up cafe, and I just love how people, after having the first bite of your chocolate caramel cookie dough, they're like, Kiko, this is so good.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so you like creating your desserts in the kitchen. Were you always like this? You like creating something new in the kitchen before you went high raw?
Um, I When I was younger, I didn't really cook like, my parent that's hence why we ate fast food and, like, processed stuff a lot, they didn't really cook much, so I definitely didn't learn how to cook from my parents. Um, but when I was in high school, I, like, wanted to get in the kitchen. I definitely wasn't eating the best, but I was, like, interested in getting the ki in the kitchen even in high school and just, like, experimenting with things and just making simple meals at that time. But then when I got to college and I was on my own, I was like, "Okay, I don't wanna just live off fast food anymore. I want to cook things and make my own food."
Mm,
And because I was making that transition from vegetarian to vegan to then high raw, whole food, plant-based, I kind of had to get in the kitchen and learn and try new foods, and,
mm, mm,
luckily, I really enjoyed it because I know a lot of people don't like
mm.
cooking, or they just don't know how, so they think they don't like it, or they don't wanna take the time. There's so many reasons, but, luckily, I do enjoy it, and I've always been a creative person. I've always been into art and design, and, um, I think that carries over into the
Ah.
food stuff, and
Yes, that
yeah.
makes sense. That's one of your secret, Amanda. So yeah, you mentioned you're a graphic designer, right? And I
Mhm.
think that artistic part comes into the kitchen. And uh, I'm a very creative person as well. And I think when I didn't have anything going on, kitchen was the most creative place, like where I can express myself and use my creativity. And it's endless, right? With
Mhm.
just simple things, it's an endless creation. So, did you take any class to learn how to cook or do desserts?
No, I didn't take any classes. I did watch a lot of YouTube videos, and, um, it's I've been inspired by people in the community like Lissa and Nate.
Mm,
It's very cool that to be connected with them now, and I've done, talks with them multiple times, and because I watched their stuff for years and was very inspired by what they were making, and just seeing how you can get so creative with plants, and there's just, like you said, endless possibilities of what you can
mhm,
create. And I think a lot of people have this misconception that eating high raw or fully raw or just plant-based or just vegan in general is, like, restrictive or boring or bland, and a lot of people think that, and it's unfortunate because that's not the case, or at least doesn't have to be, and there's so much you can do to make, like, healthy food and desserts that is, tastes amazing as well. So
Yeah, and I wanted to also, thank you again for your beautiful recipe, because raw desserts could be very heavy, heavy on nuts, and many of the recipe I tried, raw vegan desserts that I tried, they tend to make me feel very heavy, or I even have like a skin flare-ups. But yours is really a magic recipe. That's why if anyone follows me on Instagram, I've been posting Amanda's dessert. And I was hoping that Amanda don't get sick of me.
No, it's awesome.
It because when I love something, I truly love. And I get pissed off when I try a recipe that doesn't work. So most of the time, I don't do recipe of others because I usually get disappointed. But Amanda's recipe is, you guys, if you haven't tried it, and go follow her on her Instagram and also YouTube, right? Because
Mhm.
you've got some free recipes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
and
I have my site or on Instagram, it's Plant Creations, and then my website is myplantcreations.com, and I do have my Wanna Date book, like you mentioned, and then I have 2 other recipe books on there on my site. My first one that I made about 4 years ago is called Simply Sweet, and that
Mhm.
one is and it's all dessert recipes too. That one's a mix of, like, raw desserts and just plant-based desserts that are baked as well, but they're all like, most of them are sweetened with dates and fruit. And then, I have another one called More Plants, Less Processed, and that
Mhm.
one is a mix of some dessert recipes, but some savory recipes as well, some, like, dinners and lunches and stuff in there. And then I also in that book have in the beginning, before the recipes, I have, like, tips on how to be a more conscious consumer and how to read labels and when you're getting into this lifestyle and you don't really know what to do, I give,
Mhm.
like, tips on what to look for at the store and things to look out for and ingredients I think are best to avoid from a health standpoint, and just kind of my story too of how I healed my gut and cleared up my skin and juicing
Mhm.
and smoothies and all this stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, I remember when I transitioned from being plant-based to raw vegan, and I was living in New York City, so at that time, the like raw vegan shops and restaurants were popping up, and I would look at the ingredients. Well, those shops are okay, but if I were to go to the grocery um, supermarkets, and the ingredients are like endless. Before I just look at the label, healthy dressing or so, and I just believe that
yeah, the
healthy
marketing.
cereal. Yeah. And I, after being a raw vegan, I learned to read that ingredients list, right? And I was like, wow, it's like I had no idea so many ingredients are in this healthy
Right. Yeah, they get you with the
package.
marketing on like plant-based or
Mm,
low sugar, low fat, and it's like, no, just turn it around, read the ingredients because
yeah,
they
that's
know.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I stopped buying any uh like processed food.
Mhm.
If it's in a package, it will be just one ingredients that I would buy. It's like
Yep.
nuts. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So, what's your favorite? Or this is difficult because what from your Wanna Date book? Which recipe do you create the most?
Hmm. I would say probably the raw brownies, which I think is the first recipe in the book. Either that or the chocolate caramel cookie dough bars, probably. But there's also when I was on Chef AJ during the bundle, I made the German chocolate brownies, and those are really good if you're someone that likes German chocolate. Those are a good one too. My dad, he's one of the most picky eaters that I know, and he's definitely not vegan, not raw vegan by any means. But he loves German chocolate, and he tried my no bake, raw vegan German chocolate brownies, and he really liked them. So and
Mm.
he's super picky, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, I haven't tried that. Yeah, I'm excited to try also banana cinnamon roll. I think banana cinnamon roll was the Chef AJ's favorite,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah, she made them in, like, bar form. She's like, "I'm too lazy to roll it, so I'm gonna stack it," and hers looked so good, I'm like, "I need to make my recipe that way." Those look
Yeah,
good.
I'm definitely for, simpler versions, so I'll
Yeah.
probably do that as well. And then yeah, I just ran out of the all of your desserts in the deep freezer. So today I'm excited to try either banana cinnamon rolls or carrot cake.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, the carrot cake, that's one of my favorites too. I made that on Lissa's channel, Raw Food Romance, when during the bundle, and that one's really good too. Yeah.
oh my God, that's so nice. And then so what do you eat nowadays? If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, so every day is a little different, but I always have and depending on, if it's the summer or the winter here, I try to eat fairly in the season if I can. In I always have fresh fruit. I eat a lot of fruit. I do make juices a lot, like green juices and like citrus season. I'll do citrus juices. During the summer, I'll eat a ton of watermelon. I love watermelon. um, so a lot of fruit, and then I do big salads a lot. I make like really big salads with a lot of variety, and I'll
Mhm.
make my own dressings. Obviously, I don't get the store bought ones. I'll make my own dressings.
What's your favorite salad dressing?
Oh, that's tough. I have one that I use, like, tahini and a little bit of coconut aminos and, like,
Mm.
garlic and a couple other ingredients. That one's really good and easy to make.
Mhm.
I have, like, a raw vegan, like, Caesar-like dressing that,
Mhm.
that one's really good too. But it's fun because I have a Vitamix blender and I can just throw stuff in there that sounds good and blend it up, and I got a good dressing for my salad. And then I'll do, uh if I'm not eating, fully raw, I'll have a big salad. I might do like a baked, sweet potato or some squash on the side,
Mhm.
or cook up some quinoa and have it with the salad. Um, and then I usually always have some kind of date sweetened dessert on hand in the freezer. Um, but yeah, I try to eat very, very high raw. I do most days I intermittent fast, and I have like, you know,
Mhm.
anywhere from 16 to or 14 to 18 hours probably, most days where I fast. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I kinda just listen to my body and because I do work out a lot too, so I wanna make sure I'm eating enough to stay
Mhm.
energized, and if I'm trying to build muscle, I wanna, be eating enough, and that's what dates are good because they are denser in calories too, so I like eating a lot of dates for sure.
So when you make those delicious desserts and salad dressing and whatnot, do you just make it for yourself or you prepare for others?
Usually just myself. I live alone right now, so it's usually just myself unless I have family or
Makes it
friends over
easy.
for Yeah, exactly. I can meal prep and have it does make it easy because I have leftovers for sure. Yeah, but
Mm.
I always love creating food for other people too, and that's why it's so cool that all the way in Japan you're making my recipes and people are able to try
Yes.
them, and yeah, it's just so cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you, but I will be keeping I'll
No,
be
keep them coming.
I'll be posting all the time because I mean, again, it's very rare to find the recipe as simple and as good as yours. And I just cannot say enough of it. There are some desserts that looks really good, but too complicated. If I don't find all the ingredients from my kitchen, I just wouldn't do it,
Right.
right? And yours is so simple. And again, it for some reason it it's very light. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're it's almost like a mix of, like, decadent, but still yeah, they're not too heavy either, and so it's, like, that mix
Yeah.
of it's still decadent and, like it's like, "Wow, this is raw vegan," or, "This is, like, sweetened with dates," so you kinda like, "Wow."
And
But
it's
it's n
so yeah, it's very fast making it. Like
Mhm.
it's you can make it more complicated and more elaborative. But I like how it's so simple. Yeah, simplicity and easy to digest. It makes me feel happy after half an hour, 1 hour
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, it,
That's
like, gives you energy rather than bogs you down, and yeah.
right, exactly. So, and how are you doing socially? Like, so you work from home
No,
or
I don't work from home, no.
Okay, so how are you doing at work, your friends? Because you have changed your diet over
Mhm.
10 years or so, right?
Yeah. Real quick, I'm just gonna grab my charger because my laptop is about to die.
Yes,
So
please
just
go
one
ahead.
second.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for joining everyone. And again, I have been asking Amanda to come to my channel for some time. I said, please come to my channel because you are amazing. It's an amazing time of the world where I can get to connect with someone amazing like Amanda. So
Okay, sorry about that. Didn't
no
want the
worries.
laptop to die. So yeah, I socially, so when I let's see, when I first went vegan at the time, I had like one friend that was doing it with me, which was cool. It helped at the time. But as far as like, and I've met people through like online, like connected with, through these bundles and stuff. It's awesome. But as far as like in person, I as far as my family goes too, I'm kind of the only one in my family that lives this lifestyle. So it has been over the years, it has been kind of tricky. But I also know that like I can't force people to change and I
Mm,
can't like, because as far as my family goes, like I have family members that struggle with health issues and they're not eating the best and they're doing the things that I know are not good for them for their health. And it's tough to see people that you love and care for, not treating
mm,
their body in the best way. And
mm,
especially with all the knowledge that I have and the passion that I have and just the experience that I've had with my, life and my health and the changes I've made, I want so badly to share that with people and, you know,
mm.
inspire them and but it's like so you have to remember that you can't force them to change and you have to just lead by example. And I have had like my mom, she's made a lot of changes. She's trying really hard to cut out refined sugar right now and she's
Oh,
I got her a juicer and
oh
she's been making
wow.
yeah, she's been making juices and eating like she started eating dates and I told her how that's such a great way to, help cut back on the refined sugar and replace it with dates and um so my family, like I do have some people that have made some changes. But it's
That's
just
amazing. That's a
yeah,
huge change,
yeah.
yeah, refined sugar out of that's a huge change because I mean refined sugar is everywhere. And
Oh,
in
it's
the
in
States,
everything. Yeah.
syrup is everywhere.
Yeah, it's in everything, and you have to she's, like, paying more attention to labels and reading ingredients, and she's realizing, like, "I didn't realize there was sugar in this," like and yeah, but I'm glad she's making changes for sure, and it's tough, especially, at her age, she's in her 50s, so she's been hooked on the sugar for so long, and, but it's so important to me to live this lifestyle, and I would love to have more people, close to me that are living this way, but it's still not gonna stop me from you know, living in a way that's authentic to me and what feels good to me, and I know that people will come around
Mm,
eventually, and some people won't, and some people will stay
yeah,
on, eating the processed stuff, and that's fine because everyone is on their own journey, and they can choose what to eat, and it
yeah,
just yeah.
definitely. And do you live close to your family?
Yeah, so I live in Oregon, they're all yeah, I have one brother, he lives about an hour away. My mom lives, a little over an hour away, and then my dad lives, fairly close as well. So
Okay, so
I'm able to see them often, yeah.
yeah, so you can deliver your these decadent desserts to
Yeah,
the
yeah. Yeah, every
yes.
holiday or get together, I always make sure to make something for them to try, and my mom, she's tried my stuff many times, and she's like, "I want you to be my personal chef, like, I want you to
Oh
live
my
closer
god.
so you can, like, cook for me all the time."
Wow. What
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great thing to hear from your family member,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Wow. They're so lucky. I wish I had a neighbor like you. Like, and I'll be bringing you desserts and this because I think the dessert, I have your recipe, but it it would taste differently. I would present it slightly different from yours as well. So I love people seeing other people use my recipe. to do their own creation. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to see people's own own way of, doing things and presenting it
Mhm.
yeah, like when Chef AJ made my cinnamon rolls and she made them in bar form, I'm like, "That's smart, I wanna make them that way. I need to
Yeah.
redo my own recipe."
Yes, and about the workouts, right? Because you
Mhm.
really inspires me. And by the way, you look stunning. You know,
Thank you.
you look stunning inside out, front and back.
Thank you.
I just love it. So you've been into exercise and sports. Like, what kind of sports did you used to play?
Yeah, I grew up playing my main sports were softball and basketball, but
Mm,
I always was playing around doing whatever, like, any type of sport really, but as far as, like, taking it serious and being on a team, I did play basketball for a while, but softball was my main one. I played in college, I was on the club team, and we got to travel around, which was really fun, um, and then after college, I still stay active, and I work out. I try to lift weights at least, 3 to 4, sometimes 5 days a week if I can,
wow,
but
it's
if not,
great.
I like jump roping, I like, at least walking
Mm.
um, just staying active and hiking in the summertime a lot because it's
Yeah,
so important.
Oregon is great for that,
Yeah.
right? I
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
miss that. I didn't do much yeah, I didn't do any hiking when I was there, but I would that's the state that I would love to go back. It's such a beautiful nature.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure, especially in the summertime, like, it does rain a lot here, but in the summers are beautiful. They're not too hot, they're not, like, humid, it's, like, a nice dry heat, and
Mm,
there's so many good hiking spots, so that's one benefit of having so much rain, you get all the greenery and
mhm. And
yeah.
are you close to Nate's hometown? Because he's from Oregon, right?
I Yeah, I think he's from, like, Southern Oregon, like,
Mm.
kinda close to Medford, I believe. So um, I'm closer to Portland, like, outside of Portland. But I did go to college down in Eugene, which is down farther south, so it's a little closer to where he was at, but I was talking with them, and the next time they come to Oregon, we're definitely gonna try to meet up and
Oh,
get
that's so
together.
so much
Yeah.
fun.
Go on a
Oh,
hike, and I gotta try their raw wraps. They look so good.
oh yeah, definitely raw wraps was a huge changer for me. I used to make my own wrap, but with Lissa's wrap, it just made it very stable. Like sometime I would, it would break, so it's not so easy to wrap. But
Mhm.
with her technique, I can have a solid wraps, and then that makes it so much easier for me to hike and stay fully raw. Also, I work as a guide in Kyoto, and I would have to stay with my client all day. And then that wrap, it just makes it so much easier. At home I would eat the whole, big salad, but with client, it just makes it a little
Yeah,
more
just put it in a
difficult.
wrap form.
Yeah, it's
Carry
so
it.
easy.
It's like a hand
And
salad.
yeah, exactly, hand salad. And everyone always asks me, like, Kiko, where did you get that salad wrap? It's like I have never seen such a beautiful, wraps. And yeah, so I sell that at my cafe when
Yeah.
I have time, because that is quite time consuming.
Mhm. What other
Yeah.
types of, stuff do you sell at the cafe?
So Amanda's dessert.
Like, that's it from here on out.
Yeah, that would be
It's the
my
name of the cafe.
Yeah, Amanda's dessert at Kiko's cafe. She's not selling her dessert. She's selling Amanda. And I'm not, ashamed to say that. I like to give full credit to people like you and Lissa. And it's just so beautiful to be able to share, someone who lives in Oregon, and you
Yeah.
get to taste it at my cafe. So when I have time, I would do. I have a seasonal plate, so um, green veggies in seasons, with this dressings that I feel like making. And again, I sometimes I would do hand wraps with walnut pate inside. Um Yeah, but nowadays I'm quite busy. So again, your dessert is amazing because I can just keep it in the freezer. I don't have to stress out about how many people are coming.
How does
it-
the, being a pop-up cafe, how does that work? Is it just, like, once a week, or how
yeah,
does that
just
work?
for me once a week.
Mhm.
And I have dedicated to do this once a week, even on the busy season. So like again, pop-up cafe, I don't make any money and it's actually I lose money, but I think raw vegan really changed my life that I have to do this to, it's sort of like a life mission.
Mhm.
When I found high raw vegan lifestyle when I was in New York, I was like, wow, how come I didn't know this? Like, this is like the greatest secret, hidden from, the best of the world. And I just have to do my part to
Yeah.
share. So I have, yeah, but I like to keep it simple so that I can continue for a long period of time. Speaking of which, I have many questions, but one of the questions I wanted to ask you: Are you going to participate in the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle this year?
It's funny you asked that because I've been yes, I have been working on a new book, trying to get it. It's been it's been a challenge, but I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah, it was the
It's
last minute because I know
it
that
was last minute.
because Lisa was like, I would love to have you in
Yeah.
the. I said, you said, I need to.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my god!
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's funny because when I was on with Lissa, someone brought it up, and I was already thinking of, like, I was like, because I knew about the raw bundle and I'd never been in it before because I haven't had a fully raw book. But I was like, that'd be really cool to join. And I want to start creating another book. It's been like a year since I created my Want to Date book, and I was like, I'm up for the challenge. And so it's in the works, and it's gonna be, yeah. I have about 10 recipes already made.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm excited.
I
Yeah.
am excited. I have to lock the date on. We do the interviews during the bundle, so May 1st to May 10th or 11th, I think.
Mhm.
Right, so
Yeah.
I have to book you in advance because I would love to do. Maybe we
Yeah,
can do the food demo together.
for sure.
So yeah, and I love this bundle because there's so many amazing books, but we are busy and we don't know what kind of books that would be a fit for us or the recipe. In this bundle, it will be a lot of recipe books. My book would be recipe and my raw journey. And what's great about it was this collaboration during this bundle time. We do bunch of interviews, back and forth, and there's also demo, and then we get to learn, what kind of things are available in the bundle. Like, for example, your book, right? I had your book because you were a part of the bundle, another bundle.
Mhm.
Maybe it was plant-based
Plant-based
bundle.
bundle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so I had it, but I never paid attention because there's so many
Mhm.
so much information in it that I didn't get through probably 99% of it. But with this Instagram or YouTube, then I get to learn. It's like, oh yeah, that's true that there was this book. And
Yeah.
finally I got to try your recipes just a little over a month ago. And I'm so happy. I feel like, this treasure was um it was sleeping in my laptop.
Hidden treasure.
Yes.
Yeah, I love these bundles. It's such a fun way to connect with people all
Mm,
over the world, obviously, and that we
yeah.
wouldn't, find out about otherwise. And it always gets me even more inspired to, especially doing, joining the raw one soon. Like it's like it's a challenge because I mean, I have experience with the raw desserts, but it's, creating all these new recipes all at once. It's like it's really fun though. Like, so I'm
Mhm.
super excited, and it just connects us with so many cool like-minded people, and get
Yeah.
to hear people's stories of how they got into this lifestyle. And because
Mhm.
everyone always has something that happened to them, or someone they loved, or something that made them make that shift and make that
Mhm.
change. So I always love learning about that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, truly. Okay. So, what gets you excited nowadays?
That's a
What?
good question. Um, I would say I live a pretty simple life. I think just being honestly, like, being in nature and being in the sun.
Mm,
I love going to the beach. I do live a couple hours from the beach, but, I
nice.
love going when I'm down in Southern California, I love going to the beach down there because it's a lot warmer than here in
Mm,
Oregon. So just being in the sun, being around, being outside in nature. My dog Bear, he's he's my little adventure buddy. You can maybe see in the picture behind me. That's us at the beach. He's a little it's hard to see, but um I've
you
had him
you
for
have your dog now?
yeah, yeah, he's just turned 15 and
Okay,
he's
can I see him? Where is
oh,
he?
oh yeah, let me grab him just a second.
Yes, please. So Amanda is getting her 15 years old dog. I'm really curious. I don't know if I oh, oh, 15
Come
years
on, buddy.
old? Is he 15?
Okay, this is Bear.
Babe, yes.
Hey, buddy.
Oh,
He just woke up from a nap.
sorry to wake you up. Did you say that he's 15 years old?
Yeah, he just turned 15 a couple weeks
That's
ago.
incredible. In such a great shape.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I try to take really good care of him and give him lots of love, and he's my little hiking buddy. We go on adventures, and he likes
wait,
going to the beach. And
that's amazing. Is what's the life expectancy for this kind of variation of the? Because
yeah,
the
he's a Pomeranian. I
okay.
think it's I want to say like 16 to 18, but I've seen some that can live even longer than that. Um,
Mm.
I'm so grateful for him though. I've had him since he was 8 weeks old.
Oh,
So yeah, I was 14 when my mom brought him home. So I've had him for, yeah, 15 years.
wow.
Yeah.
Pomeranian. So they usually, he seems to be very calm. Maybe because he just woke up. But
Yeah.
Pomeranian, I had my extended family who had Pomeranian, and they tend to be nervous. No, I feel, but he seems to be very calm.
Yeah, he's not, yeah, he did just wake up, so he's pretty calm right now, but he still has a lot of energy even for being 15, like, he'll still run around, like, I'll take him out to the dog area, and he'll still run around and, get excited to go for walks, and, it's, yeah, he's my little buddy, so he definitely you're asking what gets me excited, he's still
Oh,
gets me excited, but yeah, just being out in nature and just connecting with,
mm,
like-minded people and, making my, healthy recipes and sharing those with people and, uh, working out, moving my body. Movement is so important, and I try to tell people, like,
true.
it's so important to move your body. Our bodies are not meant to be stagnant all day.
Oh,
We're meant to be moving around, and even if it's just walking, like, that's if you're someone that doesn't get, a ton of movement in, just start with walking and just go from there.
yeah, so true. It's so easy to be stagnant nowadays, right? Because
Yeah.
everything is so, I don't know, we have machine to help us,
Yeah.
and it's exciting to be connected to Instagram. The social media is, yeah, you can just stay in bed all day and entertain yourself in a way. But yeah, I love nature. If you ever come to Japan, we live in Kyoto, and one of the reasons we moved to Kyoto is because we are surrounded by mountains and rivers. It's so beautiful here. I just love.
I've seen pictures. It looks beautiful. I've never been, but I would love to go someday for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. It would be my honor to guide you around.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just we are just 5 minutes away from mountain, so we can do just daily morning walk. And yeah, we try to just walk and get some fresh air whenever we can. And I think when we go on this diet, raw vegan, high raw vegan diet, it just things are much easier, right? Like you feel so light, you feel happier, and all of the health issues that you mentioned, by the way, I had it as well. And when I switched diets, like, wow, this is so easy. did you feel that way? It's like, wow, I have it so easy. Like I don't have to do weight control anymore. Like skin just clears up on its own, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure, yeah, when I just noticed, yeah, more energy and just feeling, um yeah, just so much better overall, and it's just,
Mhm.
like that's why I want more people too to know about this lifestyle because it's unfortunate how many people go throughout their days, like, in such a lower, like, poor quality of health and just, like, they have headaches all the time or stomach aches or they're
Mhm.
tired, no energy, and they just think that's normal or they think because they're getting old, and I hear that so often of like, "Oh, I'm just getting older, that's just how it is." And it's like, "No, that's not how it has to be." Like,
Mm,
you gotta take care of your body. And it's so
mm,
simple too, like, it's people overcomplicate it. We need to just get back to nature, get outside, move your body, eat real
mm,
food, sleep, and, be around people that make you feel good and have some sense of purpose, and it's just, like, all those things, but people overcomplicate it and think they need all this, like, fancy stuff to be healthy, and
mm.
really the most important things for your health are completely free, and
So
it's
true.
it's very true. Yeah.
Mm. And look at Bear.
He's
He's
going back to
happy.
sleep.
He's happy on your staying on your lap. Uh, that's that's great. I really yeah. Again, it's what I wanted to mention is that when you eat so well, it's coming from SAD, Standard American Diet, because I lived in the state for 10 years, and I
Mhm.
have definitely indulged the foods that I wish I didn't put in my body. And yeah, when you change the diet, you feel like it's so easy, and your body is so um, that you feel like, oh, diet and then it would just resolve everything. But it's not the case. You still need to sleep well. You still need to do stress management. You still need to exercise. And that's why I love your Instagram page, because not only that you share your delicious recipe and inspire us, but you share your exercise videos quite often. And yeah, I don't like going to gym, but it just by looking at you work out, like, damn, this girl got it.
Thank you. Yeah, the food, it kinda started with the food for me, like, that's what really got me into this, but then I realized how important the other aspects are and, the
Mm,
stress management, that's huge too, and quality sleep and moving your body and so many things that I try to share on my platform too, to try to inspire people. If I can inspire just one
mm.
person, that's amazing. Like
Yeah. And how do you keep yourself, I guess, motivated? Because you don't have, you know, raw vegans or
yeah.
healthy. I don't know how
Yeah.
by what you mentioned is you don't. It seems like you have to keep on motivating yourself to be this way.
Yeah, I would say just I've learned to, like, really love myself and pour into myself, and I think it's just so important to I don't always feel motivated, I think that's where the discipline comes in, that you have to
Yeah.
just stay disciplined with it and know that how it makes you feel and how I felt previously when I wasn't taking care of my body, and before I had all this knowledge and information that I have now, and I just you know, nobody's perfect and you're gonna have days where you don't feel like going to the gym and, I still take I listen to my body. If I really don't wanna go and I wanna rest that day, then I let myself rest. But that's part of, like, getting in tune with your body and loving your body and giving
Mm,
it what it needs, and I think just knowing that I want to like I mentioned, my family members that have struggled with health issues and are on medications and stuff, I don't wanna go down that path, and I know that, like, how I'm gonna feel when I'm, in my 60s and 70s and 80s is largely determined of how I take care of my body now.
mhm,
So, I just wanna build these healthy habits at a younger age and continue with them, and
mhm,
I enjoy working out and moving my body and challenging myself and eating well and creating healthy so that helps that I enjoy it, but it's not always easy, especially when you don't
mhm,
have a ton of people around you that are doing it,
mhm,
but yeah, it just comes down to the self-love and how do you wanna treat your body, and you only get one body in this life, so
mhm.
might as well take care of it the best you can.
Yeah, and you mentioned something very interesting and quite deep that you learn to love yourself. And what is there like a turning point, or was it gradual transformation?
Yeah, I think I realized, like, years ago that I wasn't because I was eating the way that I was and I wasn't taking care of myself as like, I wasn't managing my stress as well as I should have been, and the types of relationships that I had weren't serving me and, things like that, and I really learned to value myself more and pour into myself and
Mhm.
take care of my one and only body that I have, and, um yeah, and when I started clearing my skin up, I started getting a lot more confident in myself and in my own
Mhm.
skin, and, um, it just I learned, that I need to just pour into myself first, and it really does it's not selfish to prioritize yourself because the more you do that, the more you can help other people in your life and show up as a better version of yourself for others, so
That's so wise. So wise. It takes time to get to that point of loving yourself is definitely not selfish. It's actually the most loving act that you can do for others.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it really is because people don't realize, and I don't have kids, but I'm aware enough to know that, like, parents that don't take care of themselves, someday that's gonna be a burden on their kids, and, like, you're not just harming yourself when you're not taking care of your body, you're harming it makes a big impact on the people that love and care about you, and then someday will have to, take care of you, most likely,
Mhm.
if you're not taking care of yourself, so I wanna be able to, whether I have kids or not, like, I do have a nephew, and I wanna be there when I'm older to be there for him and play with him and have energy and all those things, so, yeah.
Wow, yeah, you're very wise person,
Thank
and
you.
it's it's rare. It's rare to hear. And just like you were saying, it's not always easy, and because we are not definitely we are definitely minority. We are not majority of the way we are living like this. It's unfortunately it's very difficult to see others, especially the one family member and loved one going through a hard time, and that it's so easy to fix, but it's their own journey, and we have to let them live their own journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, we only have one body to, and I'm also very conscious on how I can gracefully age, right? And that's why, like, seeing 70 years old, 80 years old in a good health, it's that inspires me. And by the way, because you like hiking, being in the nature as well, if you come with me hiking in Japan, the most fit people in the mountain, they are usually 80 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember I was hiking with my husband, and it was quite steep, and this grandpa coming from behind is like, hello, I just turned 85 last yesterday or
Wow.
something. Yeah. And I was like out of breath, and I just came from Shiga with on a bike, and that was like 4 hours bike ride,
Yeah.
bicycle ride.
Wow.
And yeah, I have to hurry up because I'm going home.
85, that's amazing.
We have so many of them here in Japan. It's like
Yeah, you don't see that much in the States.
yeah, yeah, exactly. When I hike in Europe as well, it's usually younger people. But here in Japan, something about people who went, World War II, and they were like really in great form. And yeah,
Wow, that's so inspiring. It really
yes,
is.
yes. So yeah, going hiking in Japan is very, very inspiring. Okay,
So
so
cool.
we're coming almost 1 hour, and I have one more question for you. I
Yeah.
have millions of questions, but I'll keep one more question. So you said that you inspire yourself with watching YouTube. You didn't take any classes, right? On raw vegan desserts or desserts that you're making. who do you what who do you follow? What's your favorite recipe channel that you like to follow?
Yeah, that was, let's see. Definitely, like I mentioned, Lissa and Nate. I mean,
Mhm.
Lissa's creations just, like, blow my mind, like, I there she makes everything look so beautiful, and,
Mhm.
I've been very inspired by her for a very long time. There's I mean, there's so many people. One person that was a huge or has been a huge inspiration for me, I don't do you know Johnny Juicer?
Oh yes.
You follow
Mhm.
him? Yeah. He's, he wasn't doesn't do as many recipes, but he's actually someone that inspired me years ago to get into juicing, and which I think had a big impact on healing my skin, and um, he's inspired me for a lot of years too. He's an awesome person.
He
Um
is amazing. Have you met him?
Yeah, we've
Yes.
yes, I actually went to, when I was in California, I've met him a few times. I went to his retreat a few years ago, and then,
Oh.
I got to go to Wild Living Foods with him and my other friend on my birthday last year. So we went to I don't know if you've ever been to or heard of, but it's Wild Living Foods in LA, and it's a all
Mhm.
raw vegan,
I've heard of.
restaurant. Yeah,
Mhm.
and it, like, blew my mind, the food that was there, but yeah, Johnny's awesome. Yeah.
He is so he's amazing. I have never met him, but his video creation is like, what?
Like squirrel videos and his Noah yeah, his dog Noah, like, I don't know how he does it, but
He's an
yeah.
amazing videographer as well. It's just,
Yes.
yeah, I was like, every time I watch his videos, like, what? How does he
Right?
do it? Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so many people, and I'm continuing to be, inspired by more people in the community and through these bundles and getting connected with new people, and, um, so yeah, it's just awesome to, that's when it's so important to follow, like, what aligns with you, and if
Mm,
it's, this lifestyle is feels right to me, and it just will connect you to people that are on the same, vibration, frequency, whatever you wanna call it, and,
mm.
yeah, it's just so cool.
Oh, this has been amazing, Amanda. Thank you so much for coming to my channel and allowing me to ask a bunch of questions. I still have many questions, so this interview will
Next
come
time,
back
next
again.
time. To
Yes,
be continued.
we continue. Right. And meanwhile, we'll be focusing on this ultimate raw vegan bundle. Stay tuned. This will be
Yes,
so exciting. May 1st. And I'm working my butt off for this as
same.
well. With that dessert of Amanda's. And my husband is helping me, so I have to offer him with Amanda's dessert.
Yes.
All
Thank you so
right.
much, this
Well,
was so fun.
oh, great. Excellent. And thanks, Bear, for coming to
Yes.
as well. It's
Say
been
bye,
exciting to
buddy.
meet you. Okay. Thanks so much, Amanda. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.